But these are people, like, if these are the types of things that you can come up with in that environment, why couldn't you have come up with something better outside?
Because the pressures of outside.
It's a different pressure.
It's a different pressure.
Well, once you get out, and see, that's the thing. I forget this man. Did I write his name down? It's this one, yo. Dang, I don't think I did write it down. There was this one warden. Oh, Maricopa County. The warden.
That sound real.
For real. Warden is like old school Bible Belt, you know, that type of thing.
Hang 'em high.
And he said, my job is to make sure that they don't enjoy anything about the ignorance. So there's no TV, there's no weightlifting. Hey, where are my nieces at? Hey, niece. Hey, Josiah. Hey, Sadia. Uncle Luncher. And yes, I am. I told the seamstress that we have to work on your ponchos. So don't worry, they'll be fine. Just give Uncle a little bit. We already setting that up. But Maricopa County, he said my job is to make sure that there is nothing enjoyable about this experience. He makes them, they can't wear their own clothes immediately when they come in. They have to surrender everything down to their underwear. Now, there's a lot of jails that be like, you know, if you wear white underwear in, you cool. You can keep your white underwear. But anything that's not just white, you have to give up. He makes them all wear pink boxers.
Wow.
Black and white, the old joint, black and white stripe situation, that's the uniform. Everybody is in the black and white stripe joint with pink boxes on.
But that's good. He took the school district approach. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's like, you can't come in wearing, you know, Nautica sweats and this and that. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's on the same level. Yeah.
There's no, and you know, I get it. I really do. I understand. It was like some of those things. He said, I want them to hate it so much here. That's my job.
But that's dope though.
Right.
That's dope though. Shout out to Skills, you know what I mean? I see you out there. Shout out to Skills.
I need a place to run and hide, relax a while and clear my mind, and dream of brighter days. To know why you don't want to go to jail. It's what's really the key, you know what I'm saying? It could have went either way, right? And see, but that's what I tell a lot of people. I tell a lot of people, like, 20 years ago, if you was robbing or you was selling drugs or whatever, like, if you still doing it in 2018, and you're successful, that means you haven't been in jail, then that means you're a crime. But if you've been in jail in the midst of all of that, and you're still doing that at 2018, then you're supposed to graduate. Shout out to Deshaun Jennings. What's up, my guy? You know what I'm saying? Word up, hit that share button, man. Word up, it's crazy. You love what we do up here. 15 seconds. Hit the share button, you know what I mean? Let's do it. Tell a friend, you know what I mean? What's up, y'all?
What's up, want to say what's up to everybody that's in the chat room. Iris, Catherine, Skills, Shakira, Crystal, Vicky, my niece Sadia, and Josiah. Who else? There was a couple of other people in here. Tamara, Teresa, and my man Marco. I need everybody to go ahead and hit the share button. And if you haven't been listening, because you know, when you, the online experience, like if you're watching on GS Radio North, that's one situation. The live feed is a whole other situation. Y'all get the free shows.
That's right.
So
That's right.
we have been sitting here talking about the prison system. If anybody who has Netflix, there is a series on there called Locked Up Raw. Not just Locked Up, not the Locked Up Miami.
Raw.
It's the Locked Up Raw. Make sure you watch that one. And I was telling Brooke that in Maricopa County, the warden, you know, he's adopted the same system that the schools have adopted. Everybody wear the same thing, but it's the old school black and white uniform situation. You know, the stripes.
The ones that Eddie and Martin had on them,
right,
life. Those.
And the other thing he make them wear is pink boxes. Like
everybody's a punk.
Nobody can wear anything.
Yeah, everybody's a punk.
Yeah, he said my job is to make sure that they hate it so much here that they don't ever come back. And I think that's I love the you know, the philosophy behind it, because that's what any warden should do. That's what any prison system should strive for. Negative recidivism. You know what I'm saying? And I think there aren't that many people who have that type of stick-to-itiveness. I think people try to give and, you know, accommodate people because of their human conditions. But we were just talking about something real quick. A friend of mine, actually, this is the man who gave me, who I took the name, rather, EBS from. A friend of mine just moved back to North from Massachusetts, up in some little hick town called Pittsfield or something. And we were talking about, he said, you know, these young cats out here now, they still banging and doing all the rest of the stuff. He was like, that's corny. I said, was it corny when you used to do it? And he got quiet a second. He was like, no, I wasn't corny when I was doing it. Exactly. That's them doing it now. But the one thing that you were talking about that made me think of that was he's a grandfather. You gonna be a gangbanging grandfather? I think not.
I wanna give a shout out to Carolyn Johnson, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Carol.
What's up, baby? Shout out to Deshaun Jennings. I mean, listen, it's one of those things like I alluded to earlier in the pre-show, you know, if you still, you know, robbing people and selling drugs and whatever, and you used to do it in the 90s, but you still doing it in 2018 after you done been to jail numerous times and stuff like that. I mean, what sense does it make? You know what I'm saying? Right. I mean, what sense does it make? And I understand that they have the thing where they say that, you know, a lot of these men come home and they're institutionalized and, you know, they've been in jail so long, so that's all they know. And I mean, at this point in time or whatever like that, if you got grandkids when you come out or whatever like that, that you haven't seen grow up, that you haven't seen walk, that you haven't seen graduate, you know what I'm saying, and you coming home to this life and you have all of this lineage and lost time, you know, I would use that as a catalyst to want to do something different with my life, because where you going back to, yeah, you may be familiar with it, but then you expect obligations of people that haven't taken that journey with you. You understand what I'm saying? You know, you can't expect for life to stop when you come out. You can't expect for life to stop while you're in there. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's one of those things as to where, you know, when these guys come home, they need to have programs for them, and if they don't, they need to be on their own program, and that's to stay free.
You know? Word. Now there are programs to, you know, help prevent people from going back into the system. But most of those programs aren't things that they automatically enroll you in once you're released. You have to go find the program and sign up and do all these other things. And if you're just coming from a situation where you're used to being told what to do all day, every day, where you're used to being guided and directed from sun up to sundown, it's not many people who are going to go and locate a program that's going to benefit them. They're waiting for somebody to bring it to them. So it should be mandatory upon exit from any incarceration situation that you, for lack of a better term, you got to get debriefed. For real. You don't need to come back onto the street with the same mindset that you had while you were in there. That's the thing. And just on a positive note, my friend, I took him earlier to go get a job. He was only inside 10 minutes. I'm sitting in the car. He came back out with a job. He starts tonight.
Wow.
So it can happen, but you know, that's the exception.
And that's the exception to the rule. You know what I'm saying?
That's not the everyday joker that's just coming, because these men, some of them were there for 60 days for a parking ticket, and there were some who were doing. There was this one guy who had like 109 years with no parole.
So he's living for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's a man who has nothing to live for. He has nothing to lose.
And that's why I commend the warden for leveling the playing field, because what can you take from a man if he has the same thing that you have?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? It's just one of those things as to where, you know, like you were able to guide your friend to employment. A lot of us, when we have these relatives that come home, you know, we need to be having a plan for them once they get here.
Yes.
And, you know, it's more than just offering your address, because then when you offer your address and then they come stay because they have no choice, because believe me, if they had a choice, they would go with the choice that they chose. But, you know, the parole system or the probation system, they let them off to the people that are most accepting to them, and maybe, you know what I'm saying, whatever criteria or whatever have you.
Right.
But, you know, at the end of the day, you still need to have a plan, because if you have someone that's on your couch, you set it up. So don't have them on your couch and then be mad because they on your couch.
Right.
You
Don't
know what I'm
bring
saying?
them home the first day, get them laid, give them a blunt, and give them a 40, and think that you hooked them up. You looked out for him because he just got out, and that was the good thing to do. No, you just gave him the way right back in.
Yeah.
You really, really did. So if you check out that, there's a whole bunch of interesting things said throughout the whole situation if you watch Locked Up Raw. But there was something that this one girl, this was a female, she called her hands Ike and Tina. She said, this is Ike, this is Tina. Why do you call your hands Ike and Tina? For the same reasons that you believe. Ike was the aggressor, and Tina finally fought back. That's what she said. I'm like,
so what is she fighting herself? Like what?
She fought her. This particular woman, she was in there for fighting her moms. She knocked her mother's 2 front teeth out.
Wow.
What else did she do? Burned her with a hot curling iron. And something else she did. Her mother, when her mother came in, now first they looked like nothing alike. It was so weird. But when the mother came in, the mother told the judge, you can't let her back out on the street. She is a monster, and I'm telling you that because I brought her here. Wow. Like this wasn't her first time at the rodeo.
So what is that? What is that like when your creator, when your physical creator damns you in the court of law? Like what is that like?
I don't even like.
That's like girl, throw away the key.
It is, and the young lady, I guess because you can't tell from watching the documentary somebody's sincerity. She had started going to, I guess, new Shahada classes. She showed up in court with her Kimar on, and it was like her daughter came to visit her, and they never said exactly how this happened. Her daughter came to visit her in jail. Her daughter's arm was severed from about here. So she only had from here up. And they asked what happened. She was shot when she was little. Wow. What the fuck were you doing that your 3-year-old got shot and shot her arm off, basically? So like I said, this wasn't this woman's first time. You saw that episode, Skip? Yo, it was going down. It like I can't believe, because I think it might be on. I watched it on Netflix. It might be on a cable station or something. I don't know. I don't have that. But yeah, I don't. What? First of all, what were you doing that you got your 3-year-old's arm shot off? Now her daughter is, I think, somewhere around the age of 20. So she's been in and out of jail her daughter's entire life. And then this last round, she is in there because she beat her mother up. The mother was like, I am so embarrassed. I'm sitting here talking to y'all like on national TV, telling y'all that my daughter beat my ass. She said this is embarrassing.
Well, I mean, for the point of view, and it's a lot that goes into that, because, you know, what type of, well, should I ask you, because you saw the show? I just so happened to not see the show, right? But what was her home environment? You know what I'm saying? Because if mommy was grilling hot dogs and had 2 pit bulls in the yard and, you know what I'm saying, was doing her own thing, you know, then that's a catalyst to the monster that's being bred. So you can't necessarily condemn the child if the environment is conducive of making a monster.
That's what I think the thinking behind that law in California is. When the children act up, they send the parents to jail. Okay, Skill said she did see the whole thing. Yeah, I was up like till 6 o'clock in the morning watching the whole. Like I couldn't stop watching it. It was.
I'm gonna watch it tonight. I'm definitely gonna watch it tonight. You know what I mean?
It's bananas the way, you know, and they not only interview the inmates. They not only interview the inmates, they interview the staff that did the filming of the documentary and the interviews. They get their say in this documentary as well. So you get the whole perspective of what it was like for them being in that situation.
They were scared as shit.
Yeah. Well, no, some of them have actually been doing like documentaries on jails for years.
Oh, okay. So they know the deal. Okay.
But there was this one kid, his name is Delshawn Bloodwalker, something like that. If you see the documentary, you'll know who it is I'm talking about once this dude, you know, appears on the screen or whatever. He was the showman. He needed everybody's attention. And what was sad about him, okay, first of all, he chose, we were transporting him. He had his hands handcuffed. I think they were transporting him so that he could go to an area to do the interview or do part of the interview or whatever. He saw a guy that he had a beef with. He's handcuffed. He decided that was the time to beat the guy up. Handcuffed.
I mean,
the guy was on the phone. He walked up to him, snuck him, tried to choke him out with the head. I was like, and of course the crew is filming the whole thing. You can't deny it, so now you got sad because you couldn't keep your hands to yourself. But not only that, what he said there are people out there who have money, and yeah, they work for it, and they have it. Their job is to go to work and get that money. My job is to take it.
And indicative to what he's saying, and I'm not affirming that he's saying the right thing. Affirming that he's saying the right thing, but it's the yin and the yang of everything. You know what I'm saying? I bring it to something current. You know what I'm saying? The lady Kate Spade killed herself today. You know what I'm saying? The famous bag designer, the same famous fashion designer, clothes and handbags and shoes and this and that. And she just sold Kate Spade Company, the company that was named after her, for $2 billion. You understand what I'm saying? And she just killed herself today. So you can have all the trappings of the world and still find a reason or find it indicative that you shouldn't be here no more and leave your 13-year-old daughter behind. You see what I'm saying? So what he's saying is not so much off the wall because of the lifestyle that he lives. He's not ashamed of it. You see what I'm saying? He's not ashamed of it. Like I said, I'm not condoning it. What he's telling you is the rules of the world. Yeah, you go out and make my money, and I'm gonna do my job to try to take it from you.
Okay.
As to where a person with money that has everything and doesn't need any money will find a reason for her not to be here anymore and leave her daughter behind. Yeah, and that's what they say in the news.
So I don't know what that is, but
Who cares?
In regard to what this young black man said to these white people who were filming, to put on national, maybe international television. Yeah, I get that that's the world that you come from, but as he said it, he knew that what he said was, one, it was fucked up. Two, it was wrong. Three, that's why you are where you are. If you have been in and out of jail, you're obviously not a good criminal. Find something else to do.
Again, you know, a lot of these repeat offenders are repeat offenders because that is all they know.
I get it. But at some point, you become responsible for you. You become responsible for you, meaning if there is a situation in your life that you desire that has not come to fruition, it is your job to make that situation come to fruition. And it should not have to be at the detriment of anybody else. That is not how it needs to be. That's how you allow it to be because that's the easiest way to be. But that is not how it needs to be. I don't understand. You know, when he said it, I'm sitting there, I admit, I have limited experience when it comes to certain types of crime. But I couldn't, for that type of thing, like a thief was, I couldn't understand. Why do you need to, unless if you're an addict and you're stealing, that's one thing. And it's not that I condone that, I just understand it. If you're not an addict, if you don't have kids that you're trying to provide for, what is the incentive that you can't go out and do something else? Again, not at the detriment of anybody else, but you can't go out and do something that's gonna make your life better for you. What's the holdup? What is the problem?
The problem is that's what I said. The problem is that you have people that are born into situations that are limited in anything at all. You know what I'm saying? You have people that are born into a hopeless situation. You know what I'm saying? You have people that come from nice situations, but obviously after the statement that I just said, where a billionaire could hang herself at her own home. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, what is society breeding? What is true happiness? That's my question.
Happiness comes from within.
You know what I'm saying? You can say that it comes from within, but it only goes but so far. You know what I'm saying? As far as you know what I'm saying, you could be happy within yourself, right? But if you have no means to feed yourself or give yourself a decent place to stay or whatever like that, and you've been trying, this is not honestly expecting like a handout. This is like you proactively looking and hoping that, you know, the sun will shine on you one day, all your good efforts will go noticed, and you'll get put on. And what happens in the event that you don't get put on after all your efforts and your goodwill? You know what I'm saying? Eventually you will become bitter. Eventually society will be your target. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these people in jail are career criminals because they go in lanes. A lot of them are career criminals, like from the cradle to the grave, right?
Right.
A lot of them have just a hard luck. They made a bad decision. They let 30 seconds cost them some years. You understand what I'm saying? But the maximum, a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people are first time offenders.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But being that the system is so repetitive and being that it's so cold and so callous, a lot of these first time offenders get propelled into situations that's beyond them. And the willingness to survive or the will to survive supersedes what they originally went in for. So they have to turn themselves into people that they never thought they could be,
So
just to be okay.
Criminals is what is that what you're getting at?
Yeah.
And that's and I don't doubt that, because there was a guy in there who said it. He said, I came in here for a parking ticket. 60 days late, 6 months or something like that. He was in it for a really excessive amount of time for a parking ticket. And he was like, and here is where I learned to be a criminal. I wasn't a criminal like that. And here is where I learned to do that. Mm-hmm. And I get that. But just to go to what you were saying a moment ago, I forget who it was I was having a talk with. I was having a talk with whoever the person was. Oh, when I interviewed Zandy. That was one of the most enlightening interviews when it came to other cultures that I've had in a long time. And because, of course, we all have our biases, and I don't know if I should share some of mine. But, like, foreign cab drivers and, well, mostly foreign cab drivers, I think that's just what the foreign drivers, period, hurt to no end. And the reason that they do is because many of them don't seem like they have anywhere to go. They drive lackadaisically in, around, and what was explained to me, so that I now feel like an ass, is that when you're in another country, first of all, there's no other system like welfare system in most of the countries, particularly a third world country. So if you come from a third world country, even if people have a resort there, and that is the basic form of income for that entire place, by the time you get to this country, you have adopted a whole manner and lifestyle that goes with the fact that maybe there's no employment. If you don't work, you don't eat. You know, if you get up in the morning and you don't have a steady job to do, you might lollygag all day. You might do things slowly, because what is the sense of hurrying up? There's nothing else to do after that, after whatever it is that's immediate. And I had never thought of that. So, if Zandy sees this video, thank you for bringing up my tolerance level a little bit. They still hurt me a lot, but I'm working on it. So again, check out that. I would really like to have a conversation with you guys. If you have any comments that you don't feel comfortable putting here, send me an inbox or whatever. But this is a conversation that really needs to happen on a municipal level. It really needs to happen on a municipal level. We have to do better. You can't take somebody out of society, put them in a jungle, and then bring them back into society and expect them to go, along with the flow of that society. They have to be reprogrammed. They have to be enculturated. When soldiers go to other countries and they come back, they have a period of readjustment. So why wouldn't you take people who basically live in cages? Why would you not put them in the situation, hey, what's going on, Scotty Mack, a couple of other people over here in the campaign. Why would you not have the rest of those people reacclimated before you throw them back into society? You create a system of desperation first, because if the person is a convict, 9 out of 10 they can't get a job very easily.
But that's what they banking on.
I know. That's what it. We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a second. 9 out of 10 they can't get a job real easy, depending on what the charge is. You may not be able to live in certain types of housing. You may not be able to live in certain areas, depending on what your charge is. So it creates a system of desperation, where what will happen is they'll get desperate enough to commit another crime.
Check out the champagne room. Scotty Mack looks like he want to say something.
Boom, boom. What did he say? He said, doing good, big brother. Hope all is well. Yes, sir. I appreciate that. And I always good.
Shout outs to Wesley James. Hey, you need to remember.
Yeah, I really do.
You need to remember.
6869, that's the number to call in if you want to join the conversation. But I'm curious to find out, like, in your neighborhood, like, how do you feel about that? Because believe it or not, and I found it so weird. A friend of mine was detained for two things one time. And when they let him out at 5 o'clock in the morning. 5 o'clock in the morning, and in a lot of places, there is no bus running. You can't get a cab. They don't give you enough money to get anywhere. So immediately you feel desperate, isolated. You feel
hoping he robs something.
The road. You know what I'm saying? It's a system that we have to get, but we already know why the system is in place, because they want people back in prison. Prison is the cheapest industry for labor.
It's modern day slavery.
It is. And for those of you who think that slavery was abolished, it wasn't. Please reread that 13th Amendment. Shout out to Zakia, Janine, and my cousin, Debbie Venable. What's going on, baby?
Shout out to the boy Wesley Jean, you heard?
And who's this? Jamar Atlas Tate? Atlas Tate, I think that's what that is. Jamar Atlas Tate. And somebody else I missed. Samira Rahim, Jawaria, Samira Rahim, Junior, Elegant, Lydia, Brian. We don't have to get all y'all. But I want to kind of change our focus just a little bit, because first of all, it's not really changing the focus, because the focus is still on community. But for those of you who live in the community near me, you know that we have a brand new supermarket in the area, and there's a nice, well, let me not say nice because I'm about to dog, there's a restaurant and it's a soul food restaurant that stays open late. So if you can find out what that is, you can find out what that is. But this place, you know, the food is first of all, when you can get it. When you can get it. Yeah, because there's certain food that they don't have unless
peanut butter, no jelly.
Emma comes to work. If Emma comes to work, there's potato salad.
Ham, no burger.
If Gerard is there, you might have good greens that day. It's that type of situation. So I called that depending on who came to work that day, it might be Boom Quisha that takes your order with the satin bonnet.
With the crochet bonnet.
Listen. So
all flammable.
I actually got into a back and forth with the owner on Facebook because I wrote a review. Yo, I called her all kinds of and maybe I could have been nice, but I thought I was using poetic license is what I thought. I thought it just read really well the way I called her a type of urban animal that was loose in the society or something like that.
Wow. Like,
So
because you just Captain Caveman.
Yo,
you know what I mean?
because if that's what you giving me, that's what I'm gonna say.
But see, I understand, and this is where, you know, a lot of people fail to realize that, like us as urban communities and black people, you know what I'm saying, this is where we get thwarted in the business scope in the world, because, you know, when you open up a business and you say that you have something, you know, it's a must that you have it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And even small entrepreneurs that's trying, it's a must that you have what you say you're gonna have. Exactly. And it's a must that you have it in a decent time frame. Mm-hmm. I mean, even if you're taking a risk and investing in yourself, mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because time is money. If you're working on a limited budget, right. And if you're doing it out of your own pocket, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of lessons to be learned, because you can't go and ask for a business loan and don't have the potato salad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can't. You just
That's
can't.
not how that works.
You just can't do that. You cannot go and ask this bank and say, you know, I want to open up this for my community. I see that it'll benefit and everything like that, and they believe in you, and then they give you everything, and you spend everything on hooking up the establishment, but you have no inventory.
Right.
So yes, you have plush seats, you have nice tables, but when you go to see what's on the menu, oh, we don't have that yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's where a lot of us fall short at. You know what I mean?
Now let me just get Scotty's comment. Now I know we were kind of moving on to this on from this, but Scotty says no good when you can't help and develop the youth with no resources so they take themselves healthy. Absolutely. And in my neighborhood, I think there's I don't know if they're part of an already existing gang or they're from a new gang, but it's this new group of young boys in my neighborhood who look. This is why this is called retired people. You know how old people just don't give a fuck no more? That's where I am. Like, for real. Like, the cane that I use, it's mostly not to keep me straight up or walking. I can walk without it. It's because it has a good weight to it.
There you go, Baba motherfucker high.
It's the nigga be good stick.
He got
And I'm not talking about black people. It's the nigger be good stick. So yeah, I just wanted to get that comment in from Scotty.
Shout out to the boy Scotty. Yeah.
Word, because he holding it down a little bit. But what I wanted with just like BrookJerz just said, you can't, because I'm one of those people. If there's an opportunity to support a black business, I'm gonna do it. If at all possible. If you have what I need and you have it at a reasonable price, I have no problem. I would prefer to go to you than anybody else, because we all know that the black dollar does not save the black community at least the whole day.
Hey man, well shout outs for believing in real radio. You know what I'm saying? Because that's more than anything, more than anything. You know what I'm saying? We do these radio shows for free thinkers. You know what I'm saying? We do these program shows or whatever for people that want to get off the hamster wheel. You know what I mean? If you want to talk about Cardi B and anything like that, you got dozens of channels on the FM dial that's going to do that for you. You know what I mean? When you come and experience here with us, the GSR Radio North. You know what I mean? My bad, GS Radio North. Excuse me. This is what we do, because like I said, I deal with a lot of R's. That must mean I'm trying to get rich.
The R, the way of the hat.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
You know, it's about honest discussion. So don't be afraid to call us up. What's the number?
973-679-6867. You know, so we need to have this conversation. And actually, what's funny is, one of the guys who's running for councilman just sent me an inbox. He was on the show last year or the year before. Kareem. Yeah, he just sent me an inbox. I'll get to that later, because I need to finish with this. And Kareem, if you're watching and you can do anything about this, like, you obviously have some type of political end. So maybe it needs to come from a political person. But not just that restaurant, but the new shopping thing that's in my area. You know, I was like many people, I was ecstatic when we got it, because we needed it. We needed someplace new to offer some variety. We needed somebody who was going to listen to the city and the county and the areas, the neighborhoods need for not just food, but for fresh food, for things that you could count on and things like that. And when they were hiring people from the neighborhood, I was like, good. Like, you know, maybe these people will, you know, have a sense of self-pride or something. You know, they live in the neighborhood, they work in the neighborhood, it's their neighborhood. That's how I was feeling. And at first it was working. It was on point. Everything was on point. Security, all the way down to the bad boys, the guys who come get the carts out of the parking lot. And I'm gonna post this to their website. I have a video that I took the other day when I went to this place, and there was a cart right in the middle of the aisle where cars are supposed to drive. It wasn't pushed off to the side. It wasn't pushed in between the cars, parking spaces. It was in the middle of the aisle. That irritated me, seeing that, especially considering there were two park boys walking in that direction, who then took a beeline over to the side so that they could have a rapping session up under the canopy of the cart where you place the carts in the parking lot.
They was having a cipher in the car hole.
Yes. And I'm sitting here like, are you kidding me? There's carts all over the place. You beatboxing, you up there with the book. Yo, that's not what needs to happen.
Trying to come out.
Because you're in your neighborhood,
Trying to come out.
you
man.
should be doing the most. You should be doing the best. Because we got a whole different set of people moving in.
And that's the thing. And that's the thing, like, you know, people will complain about regentrification and people will complain about, you know, outsiders coming in. And don't think that, you know, the people that's coming in don't know what environment they're coming into. Like, they know that. But they're banking on the fact that in the next 5 years, you won't even be able to afford it to be here anyway.
Exactly.
So, you know, while you're here, you can at least stake your claim and let you know, constituents know or whatever that you want to stay here, that this is where you want to be, this is where you're from. But I mean, again, it alludes to the business factor of what I was saying. You know what I'm saying? In certain areas, how people do things or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? It's counterproductive of the whole goal. You know what I'm saying? It's counterproductive of the whole goal. And to know that you know, people are still operating counterproductive after a black president. You know what I'm saying? It's real crazy. I mean, if you know what I'm saying, like it should inspire you kind of to want to be better. You know what I'm saying? It should inspire you to kind of want to do some things different. But it's not enough of people doing enough. But then again, what is enough? Because if you're not taking advantage of the resources that's there already, you know what I'm saying? It's a problem.
Right.
You dig? So, you know, we basically like rats in a maze, and we keep trying to find the actual way out, but we keep running into these paths that run us back to the beginning. So, you know,
to double down on that, on the maze analogy, there are some people who go in the corner of the maze and smoke blunts. There are other people who go in another corner of the maze
and hold
shoot
hip hop
up.
sessions.
There are some people who hop over the top of the wall and look to see where they want to go from there. There's not just that straight path for everybody. There's a whole bunch of different ways you can get through that maze. It's not a one exit type of situation, and I'm still speaking, you know, continue with this analogy. Get out the maze the best way that you know how. Don't sit in the maze. Don't be the person that sits in the maze. Don't be that rat. Don't be that rat in the maze. Like, the other night, I was driving through my neighborhood, and I saw a bunch of boys all, you know, coagulated up under somebody's, you know, some of the new townhouses have, you know, like, expansive garages that are all connected. So if all the doors are up, it just looks like a big man cave type situation. And it was about 15, 20 boys about 12 o'clock at night on a school night. What are y'all doing? And it's not that you can't have your friends over. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be able to hang with your boys. At that time of night, hanging out in the neighborhood, what are you doing that is of importance? What are you doing that is progressive? What are you doing that's positive? If you're not doing any of those things, get the fuck out of my neighborhood. I'm not gonna say it any nicer.
Retired people's behavior.
Listen, because I only have this, because y'all know, if y'all, any of y'all who've been watching, know that I struggled a little bit with decisions like this, because I don't want to call a cop on no young boy and they get hurt or something like that as a result. You know what I'm saying? God forbid they would die. You know, I couldn't live with that. Not because they wanted to hang out with their friends, even if it was a gang member. Not because they wanted to hang out with their homies or whatever it was they was doing. I'm a little bit past that now. Sit in my stoop, sit on my property one more time. I don't gotta call 911.
But
I'll call the whole 10-digit number at the precinct and have them just send it.
But you know what I'm saying? But we gotta give the kids, let's be honest, we have to give the kids something. You can't tell them don't make something for themselves and not give them.
You're absolutely
you know
right.
What I'm saying?
And across the street from my house is a community center where I first did this show that takes in all types of young people to do a whole bunch of amazing things. You have a place to go. Go.
Shout out to Citrus Jerz. He says there's not enough real men in our communities.
There's enough real men. It ain't, it's what do you choose to do? First of all, please let's define real. What is real? If you wouldn't mind, big bruh. Tell us what you mean by real.
Well, define what's real, Citrus Jerz. We waiting to hear from you.
Word. You can call it in 973-679-6867. You want to call in? Tell us what a real man is to you. We need to define that, because if we don't have a culturally collective, unified definition of what that is, everybody's gonna be looking for something different when everything that they actually need and looking for is sitting right in their face. You need to know what you're looking for. Don't use ambiguous terms to define something like that.
He said repeat the number for me.
973-679-6867, bro.
So, like, you know what I'm saying? My theory is, and this is just me because I always got some kind of thing where I'm trying to get ahead. You know what I'm saying? I'm always doing something to try to get ahead. Whether it works or it doesn't work, it's the fact that I'm trying, right? My philosophy for that, you know what I'm saying? And this is just Brookjerz philosophy. You know what I'm saying? You can use it or not or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I look at life as like a table. You know what I'm saying? And at the table is like mad plates of food that you can choose from, almost like a buffet. You know what I'm saying? And these buffets, it's like you finding out what you like and like what you're good at. You know what I'm saying? And once you find out what you're good at and what you know how to do or what you can do better than a lot of other people, you pull up a chair. You know what I'm saying? And you partake of it. So like anybody that, you know what I mean, they see what I'm doing or they like, yo, I like what you're doing and this and that. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I don't want them to do it with me. You know what I'm saying? I want you to do something else that adds on to what I'm doing already.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so find out what you're good at and then pull up a chair.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. There's no problem with breaking bread, but if all of us are trying to fit through the same keyhole, it's not a key big enough for everybody to fit through.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's many locks to the door of success. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing we need to understand, that diversity is our strength. Am I making a correct comment?
Yeah, very much so.
Okay, diversity is our strength, so we need to embrace that and not knock other people for not doing what it is that you're doing. But if you want to be an electrician, you need to find an electrician. That's the real man for you. Somebody who is working in your trade. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Hold on. Why aren't the things in others go in our communities aren't going in out? Wait, what? Why aren't the things in others going on in our communities aren't going on in others? Because them men ain't having it. All right, so
okay,
I think yeah, you kind of messed that up. But don't worry though, I think I could clean that up for you. So what he's saying is, why aren't the things that go on? Why are the things that go on in our communities, like killing, the drug dealing, the just the people not caring, just the despair? Mm-hmm. Why is that going on in our community and not going on in other communities? And what he's saying is that the other communities are not having it, which is indicative to what I'm about to allude to, because I think this is what he's getting at. Mm-hmm. In Little Italy, you know what I'm saying, or let's keep it even closer to home, in the Ironbound section. Mm-hmm. In the Ironbound section, everybody knows that there's probably a small percentage of black people. And there's a large percentage of Hispanics, right? But there is not a whole bunch of stuff that goes on down there in that section of town that goes on in our section of town that's tolerated. Because the men in that community are not gonna come and let you harass a store. Like if me and you was to walk in, we would have to smooth walk in, flash the burner, do what we gotta do, and we're out of there.
How did we get to that?
You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. Because the people, they wouldn't tolerate that.
Right.
They just wouldn't. You understand what I'm saying? Like they would actually help each other out. True. As to where you could run up in Bragman's and get away.
Word.
You can get the cash register,
Somebody
probably get a sandwich and be out.
Somebody gonna help you get away.
You see what I'm saying? Maybe
not them,
maybe not them. But I'm just using that. I'm just using that as in as to say. I'm just using that as to say what's tolerated, because we have a no snitching thing here. You know what I'm saying? Where nobody won't say anything.
Now that was another thing that they talked about, and that comes from jail. That's that whole jail mentality. If people are on your property doing things that are illegal, your property can be confiscated. Don't let people sit in your backyard and do shit that's gonna cause harm to you and yours, to your children. Like, come on, no, I'm not. I'm one of those old people with a whole bunch of time on my hands and a horrible mouth. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. I'm older. Listen, but I like.
He has wisdom. He has wisdom, people.
I like walking through like I'm 20 years older than I am. I'll stroll through the young boys with a cane. Like, what's up, gentlemen? I ain't going, what's up? How you doing? We got to do it like that.
You're not keeping with the swag, but it's almost like what Citrus Jersey was trying to say. It's almost like Sonny in the Bronx Tale. He said, "I like to be here because I can protect the people where I'm from. They know that they're safe because I'm close." And he was an older gentleman schooling a younger man on the game. And what's happening is, and this is what I keep telling everybody. The erosion of our communities is because there's not enough older men schooling these younger cats how to get in the game, how to maintain the game, how to elevate the game, how to even change the game. So the game is just a lawless town in black communities all across America. So, you know what I'm saying? Until we can fix those social ills on how we groom our young men, it will be more of the same.
And again, I'm going to say this is a whole new show. This is not Devious Friday. This is retired people's behavior.
That's right.
So I'm going to repeat this one more time for the people who just got here. It is going to be the women who are going to heal this community. But it is going to be the men who have to heal the women first. If you do not understand that, hit me in my inbox. We can have a conversation about this. But it is going to be the women who heal this community, because I just a little bit as to why. There's no man who isn't gonna pull himself up if every woman tells him that there's something that he's doing wrong. He's gonna work on it. He's gonna work on it. He's gonna work on it because he wants to be with a woman. I see these young women around here walking next to these dudes with their drawers and shit showing. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, why don't you tell him to pull up his pants? He would do it is you tell him to, because he wants to be with you. Women, y'all give up y'all power. Don't ask for it. Take it. It's yours for the taking. There's nothing that you stop asking for equal rights to men. Y'all aren't equal to us. Y'all are so much better in many other ways. So stop. Y'all are selling yourselves short on so many fronts. First of all, stop bickering with each other over dumb shit. Don't ever fight over no fucking nigga. And give yourself a chance.
Message.
Give yourself, and when I say give yourself a chance, what I mean is after you get out the relationship with him, don't jump into another relationship with the next one. Give you a chance. Give you a break to find out what it is you like and don't like. Don't like shit based on the nigga you with. Don't watch Love and Hip Hop because he watched Love and Hip Hop. If you like to watch documentaries, turn to the documentary. Make that nigga go watch that shit on his phone. It's your house, remember? Your name is on the lease. Stop giving up your power. Stop letting it be arguments between you and other women. There's no reason why you should have to fight with another woman. You got the same thing she got. You can get the same thing she gets. Stop. Once y'all say it, men are going to do it. I promise you. Remember that I said that right here. Once y'all make them do it, all you gotta do is say no. And wait till you end. Tell you and you have to stick with other women who say no. All y'all need to say no. Rahima, Sharita, Mary, Donna, all of y'all can't say no. And then y'all hanging with Nutricia and this other one who's over here saying yes. Kick them bitches to the curb. You don't keep them around.
Cause Nutella and them had you in.
Word.
They had you in some problems.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta grow up.
You have to. Listen. I grew up with a lot of women, and I think I was explaining this to somebody recently, and I don't remember who. If they're watching, please let me know. I'm kidding. But I was explaining this to somebody recently. Like, I grew up around very strong women. My mother had 5 sisters and 1 brother. So there were always women around. They didn't. If they did, I didn't see them always bickering and fighting and. Oh, well, she got this or she. No. Okay. They shared. They came together.
We got somebody tapping in.
What they needed to do.
We got somebody tapping in. Citrus Jerz says, we have never protected our women and children since we stepped foot on this land. We watched our women get raped, murdered, and sold for 200 years. We still watch live as we get slaughtered. Time for us to look into the mirror and what? Time for us to look in the mirror, buddy. We full boys. I guess we full grown boys is what he trying to say. Even the men are full grown boys. That's deep, my brother. You know what I'm saying? I mean, call us up and let the people hear it. You know what I'm saying? Let the people hear what you thinking out of your mouth.
679-6867 is the name of the show. That's a very interesting point, and
yeah, cause we in it now.
For
you
real.
know what I'm saying? We in it now. You know what I mean?
For real. And I forget which song it is. If you are in my age range, you know who Tupac is.
Oh, he said.
And he said, time to heal our women. Be real to our women. He said this 20 years ago. And y'all still haven't gotten it. Get it already. Other people have gotten it. They have moved on. They are doing things like working together with their entire families to create generational wealth. We walked into the store the other day. Me and a friend of mine walked into a store. Just some random store. In the store was the guy from the corner store near her house. She was like, yo, Poppy, what you doing here? He said one word, family. We can end the show, right?
And that's the thing. And that's the thing. Real talk. Like I be telling people, you laugh at these Mexicans when they be standing on the corner or whatever like that. You laugh at them, but real talk, they the new black people.
Word.
They the new minority working force, and we need to focus up. Caller, what's up? Yeah, what's up? That's Citrus right there, ain't it?
Alright.
Speak your piece, man. You gave us a nice little dossier right here, so reiterate that for the people. You know what I mean? Get your feelings out.
And
No, we passed that. Right.
that's right. Hey, listen, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to yo, Citrus Jerz. Don't be afraid to call back.
Sorry
Don't be
about
afraid
that.
to call back.
You know,
Hey,
I
listen,
said
we got something from the franchise right here. He says, what we are forgetting is the essence of the beginning. A lot of girls aren't raised with a man in the home to teach them how a man should cherish them.
That's very true. I'm sorry about that, man. Go ahead and continue.
We gonna get to that franchise trust. Go ahead, Citrus. What's up? Listen.
Yo, you telling the truth. And it kind of goes along with what I was saying earlier. It's time for us to heal each other. This community needs to heal each other. Like the cat right here. What's the name?
The franchise.
The franchise was. He just wrote in the chat room over here. He just said.
What we are forgetting is the essence of the beginning. A lot of girls aren't raised with a man in the home to teach them how a man should cherish them.
Right. So when one little boy look at them and start paying them attention, they think that that's love. They think that they done fell in love and all the rest of these other things. And men, we have dropped the ball. We have dropped the ball in that we are not showing young women how they should be treated on many fronts. We need, it's time. It's been past time.
And see, what I also want to say is, you know what I'm saying, especially the Citrus Jerz and, you know what I mean, the people that's out there in the world and doing their thing, you know what I'm saying, if you have a trade where you can teach a young man how to feed his family, because college is not for everybody. But if you have a trade and you're successful and you're feeding your family without a college education, it's up to you as a man in a community that's plighted such as ours to teach, to pull, even if you pull one young man to the side and take him and put him under your wing and show him how he can feed his family without a college education, because the fact of him going to college is slim and none. If you can pull him to the side and show him how he can feed his family, that's the start of breaking the cycle right there. Because a lot of these young kids is walking around here not knowing what they can do. But at the same time, like you said, Citrus Jerz, a lot of us older men are not showing them another path to do something. But what they see is fast money. But it you know, their mind is equal. The young mind is equal. It can go good or it can go bad. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they don't have the experience.
The foresight. They don't have the foresight to know. So it's up to us as to groom them. Like I referred to the movie Bronx Tale. He groomed the young boy Sonny. Sonny could have been a gangster if he wanted to, but he made the choice after he saw Sonny get killed not to be a gangster. You know, back then, Italians wasn't mingling with black people, but because he listened to Sonny and said, listen, you can use your own mind. You can do what you want. This is the test. This is how you test her. And it doesn't matter if she's black, white, or whatever. If she doesn't pop that lock for you to get in the car, dump her. Because that means she doesn't care about you as a person. You understand? So,
let me double down on that. First of all, I know that this is going to seem a bit hypocritical, what I like to say, the way that we're coming to take the phone and tablets and video and have a conversation. They don't need to be they don't need to be on tablets all day. They don't need to play video games for all hours of the morning. Aside from that just being bad social, they don't socialize as well as they should. Aside from that being an antisocial situation in many ways. Because I know that there are some interactive social media things, but it's not the same as person to person. The other reason is because there's so much for young minds to absorb. They can't digest all of that information like adults. They just can't. Especially when it comes to deciding what path they want in life. When we were younger, there were, a few major choices. You was gonna be a lawyer, a doctor, a teacher, a fireman, a policeman, or something. You was gonna be a psychologist. There were those choices. Now there's all of this anthropomorphic marine biology and all of these little subdivisions of things that people have really, really placed the concentration on. And for young minds to try to get all that and understand the magnitude of how all of that affects the world and make a decision on which avenue they want to use to proceed, it's too much. It's asking too much of them. And many of them, what they do is don't do anything. Or the thing that they choose to do is something somebody told them, and not something that they really enjoy, or something that they want to do.
Now, like on. Hey, Citrus. You know what I'm saying? We thank you for calling, man. You know what I'm saying? What we want you to do, man, we want you to tell everybody, log on, share with us. You know what I mean? We not leaving you out, brother. Tune in, keep it going. You feel me? Come back to us. You feel me?
Word.
Yo, we love you out there, brother. Well, we got a comment from June Johnson. It says, shout outs to June Johnson. It says, don't forget in showing them how to feed their family, a high school diploma is necessary. Yes, in a sense that it's necessary because it opens the entryway to real life. Yes, it's essential because it opens the entryway for you to go through other avenues, right? But they have plenty of people that have never been to college but developed a trade and are very successful because they chose to take their craft seriously. So what we talking about here is basically life options. You know what I'm saying? Life options into the fact that making our young urban kids realize that life is going on every day. And what path are you going to choose? Because the one thing that I tell kids when I talk to kids is that you have two choices. You have the streets and you have the sidewalk. If you go in the street, you never know what's going to happen. You may get hit by a car, literally, or it may be jail, or it may be drugs, or it may be, you know what I'm saying? It could be anything, but the streets won't treat you kind. If you stay on the sidewalk, you have options because you can walk on the sidewalk, figure out what you want to do, go into different avenues, and be able to progress with your life. But what we don't have is a lot of kids or a lot of young men, like Citrus Jerz said, or older men teaching these young kids that there is the streets and the sidewalk and what way to play on. Shout out to Dorothea, you know what I'm saying? I see you, cuzzo. You feel me? We love you out here, man. This is what we do. So, we not on this conduit to waste your time talking about Cardi B and stuff like that. We're not on this conduit to waste your time talking about love and hip hop. You understand? What we want to have is articulate discussion about the social ills that affect us as black people or as urban people in general, because they have white people that are still in these urban communities, and because their address and their zip code is associated with us, they get treated the same. So I'm not here to play favorites or play sides or anything. What we're talking about here on this platform right here is the ability for free thinkers to do just that. Think freely. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. You really wrong. For those of you who did watch previous Fridays, I thank you. I thank all of you guys for the love over the past year and a half. This is going to be a slightly different direction that I'm taking. If you notice, you don't see promos of all the time. Share the video. You guys are my promo. Like what you see here, share the video. Okay? Like, comment, share, repeat. That's my thing.
Like, comment, share, repeat.
That's with all the videos. Like, comment, share.
Shout out to the Champagne Room. We see you.
So we about to get out of here. I thank all of you guys for I love you for watching. I thank you for listening. I appreciate all you guys for coming through. Again, we just need you to share the video. We need you to like, comment, share, repeat that as many times as you possibly can, or if you feel like it. And if you have content that you want us to address, you can inbox us straight from Facebook. It ain't no long journey situation. You can inbox us straight from Facebook. You got anything that you want us to tackle, we got it. We can do it because we are the freedom takers at the end of the day. All right, so we're gonna get out of here. New song.
Shout out to Nunu Rocks.
Mama, love you much.
Shout out to Shakira, just Joy. We love you, baby.
Yes, Shakira, Lachey, my dude.
Shout out to
Down for
Lachey.
Life.
Yes, them saying.
Anytime you get a break, brother, you know you welcome to come on through. Over here in the Champagne Room, thank you guys so much. Y'all got you guys are loyal and always here. We appreciate it. And for everybody over here on Mega Star, we appreciate you too. Everybody out there, GS Radio North and Ustream. Thank you guys so much. Please share the videos if you have them. When you watch them on GS Radio or Ustream, just hit the share button. You don't have to put up anything if you don't want to. It's all good. Just share it. That's what we need you to do.
Yeah, I want to say shout outs to Desiree Randolph. I want to say shout outs to the franchise. I want to say shout outs to Citrus Jerz. I want to say shout outs to June Johnson, Carolyn Johnson, Shakira Just Joy Bobby. I want to say shout outs to my man Melvin. You understand what I'm saying? This is what we do, man. When we discuss real talk on these platforms, man, we just want y'all to press like and press share because it's real discussions that need to be had. You know what I'm saying? Because between our discussions, we're going to come up with real answers, but it means nothing if you don't do what you're talking about.
And don't be afraid to join the conversation.
Yeah.
We need to hear. This is so that we can come up with solutions. This is so that we can stimulate thought in the community. That's what this is for. So, and don't be afraid don't just sit idly by
and watch,
because that's the problem with everything right now. We need everybody.
And if you're not doing what you're talking about, you're fronting.
Word.
I live what I talk, man.
So we getting at it. Oh, we got open slots for. We got open slots for new shows.
We got open slots for new shows.
So y'all better get y'all game up. I know there's a few of y'all who got something to share out there. So holla. Tanya Champagne on Facebook. Go ahead, hit our inbox up. Go ahead and start that conversation. Get that ball rolling. Don't let me be the only one. I'll do it, but don't let it be that.
That's right.
All right.
It ain't easy, but it sure is fun. Your boy Brookjerz, Mega Star Radio. We out of here. So, peace. Share that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Come on,
thank you. Thank you. Be my ocean. Keep me going strong. Source of my solution. Things are going wrong. When my life's uncertain. There's no place I'd rather be. Standing here beside you.